Good morning, Petunia Preschool. Happy Monday. How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Doing good. Did you guys all have a good Easter? We didn't make a video on Friday. It was Marty's birthday. Happy birthday, Marty.
We should have made an Easter video.
Marty turned 4. I know, we were busy. Busy at home doing the Easter stuff. David found some eggs. He's going to tell you about this guy in a little bit. How come you're taking off? We're matching.
Because it got wet.
Does that mean you made a mess in there?
It does not mean that. It just means that I forgot to roll up my sleeves.
But I hope you guys have been enjoying the sunshine. That has been wonderful. We're going to go for a nice long walk after this, right?
My eyes burn.
Yeah, David is realizing that he's having some allergies. All the pollen. Have you guys noticed the pollen?
Maybe.
The dust?
It might be.
The dust that comes down when you're sitting outside?
It might be. But it might also be, I got something in there, and then it got, my eye got irritated, and so I can still feel it, but there's nothing still in there.
Something. But we're back. We're ready for a new week. David is starting. We're really working on our distance learning, which, how do you feel like it's going? Me too. Do any of you have bigger brothers or sisters that are having to start doing that? It's kind of tricky, isn't it? All right, you put that guy down. All right, do you guys remember what we were reading? We'll do that at the end. Oops, sorry.
Remember, I showed mine at the beginning and some squishies at the end.
Nope, I'm going to read some of the Notebook of Doom. Do you guys remember where we left off? David, I'm going to read this. Do you want to sit and listen, or do you want me to call you?
Why can't I read a chapter?
Call you back. Well, because you need to be sitting down and be calm.
Okay. We'll do something that we did last time we read Notebook of Doom.
All right, I'll read the next chapter. Okay, do you guys remember where we were? I do remember where we were. I was excited. So you remember how he had to, what's his name again, David? Alexander. Do you remember how Alexander was out to eat with his dad, and then he got 5 flat tires. 4 flat tires. Somebody took the air out. Where'd that air go? And he had to walk to school, and his dad drew him that long map.
But you could have go back to
yes,
that.
we remember it. He could have just gone 1 block over, but he went all the way around town, and then he got there. Do you remember what was standing on each side of the door? A balloon goon.
Yep.
And they had knocked him over, and they were grabbing at him. But then there was a loud crash came from inside the school, and the balloon goons let go of Alexander, and they snapped upright. So they were just kind of like normal balloon goons. And Alexander scrambled to his feet.
It was just the wind blowing into him.
He scrambled to his feet, and he ran into the school. His heart was pounding as he yanked the door shut behind him. And that's where we left off on Thursday. So, chapter 5. Can you keep that quiet, honey?
Why can't I read it?
Wait, sit down.
I need to get it straight.
Chapter 5 is called A Ton of Bricks. Let me get this so that you can see.
Wait, can I read the chapter 5?
I'm going to read this one.
And then I'll read I'll read every other chapter?
Chapter 5, A Ton of Bricks. And there he is walking into the school. Remember how he's been feeling a little nervous because he's new? And then these balloon goons were kind of scary. Alexander stood inside, catching his breath. The school was perfectly quiet, and all the lights were off. Daylight came in through the door behind Alexander, casting a long shadow down the hallway. "Hello?" he called out. "Hello?" said his echo. Alexander clutched the straps of his backpack and started down the dim hallway. He passed several classrooms, all empty.
What?
Anyone there?
Anyone there?
Alexander tripped over something brown with white stitches. A flat football.
What?
He thought. So, what goes into a balloon?
Air.
Air, and things are missing out on their air. Crash, bash, Kersmash!
Crash, bash, crash,
A
bash.
brick wall collapsed in front of him.
What?
A cloud of dust filled the passage, covering Alexander like a powdered donut. Alexander looked through the broken wall and saw a giant yellow claw. A wrecking crane. He had to get out of there. He climbed over the smashed bricks, which was tricky with just one shoe, and then he spotted something rectangular in the rubble wrapped in a dusty scarf. Alexander unwrapped the object. It was an old notebook. So this says this says initials. What could SSMP stand for? So that's what it says. SSMP.
Scaly.
Hey Dee, could you listen with your ears, please? This says a skull on the cover. And it says neat. This says first page is ripped out. Probably nothing important. And this says last few pages still blank. Unfinished. He flipped to a page in the middle.
It's the Notebook of Doom. I know what it is.
Oh, so look, this is what the notebook pages look like. And we'll read over these. It says, Plain mantis, a huge green bug monster, about as tall as a giraffe, minus the neck. So it looks like some doodles. Habitat, all playgrounds, at schools, public parks. It says, sniff, rainy days, make the plain mantis sad. So it's not like a praying, you guys ever see a praying mantis? That bug? They're really cool.
Praying mantis.
But this is a plain mantis. Diet, regular sized bugs. They spit out the shells. Behavior, these giant bugs love playground equipment, but they play too rough. If you notice a dent in the slide or see a swing with one chain shorter than the other, then there's likely a mantis nearby. Warning, the only way to avoid a plain mantis is to sit quietly against the wall during recess. It was like somebody's story ideas, huh? There's Alexander, he's looking at the notebook. Alexander shivered. He thumbed through the book and saw page after page of monster drawings. Hey! A voice shouted from down the hall. Alexander stuffed the notebook into his backpack. A woman was storming towards Alexander. She wore a gray shirt, gray pants, gray shoes, and gray glasses. Her hair was in a long braid, coiled on the top of her head like a snake. Why are you playing in a construction site? She demanded. I wasn't playing. This is my school. I'm a new kid. But nobody was here, and then the wall crashed, and this school was closed to deal with. The woman looked at Alexander. Well, this is a dangerous building, she continued. Even a new kid should have been able to read the warning sign out front. Do you mean that big old pardon our dust balloons? Balloons? Asked the woman. No, there's a big danger. Keep out sign, Alexander. Alexander blinked. How did you know my name?
Because you're the new kid.
So it sounds like she's not telling him something. She said it was closed because of... And then she stopped. The woman smiled. Actually, she didn't smile. She just frowned less. We've been expecting you. Only we expected you at the right building, not the one being torn down. Alexander pulled out his map. But it says here... The woman snatched the map away. This placemat is outdated. We've moved the school while they finish construction. She reached into the coils of her braid and pulled out a marker. You're here, she said, circling the school, and your new school is here. Ignoring the maze, she drew a line that cut through someone's backyard and a funeral home, ending at Sturmont General Hospital. She handed the map to Alexander.
Sturmont General He doesn't go to school at a hospital.
She handed the map to Alexander. Now get to school before your principal gets angry. My principal? Asked Alexander. The woman knelt down. Her ID badge dangled before Alexander's eyes. Sturmont Elementary. Mrs. Vanderpants, principal. Mrs. Vanderpants waved for Alexander to get moving. So he did. So she said, get going. You're at the wrong school. Chapter 6 we'll read tomorrow. We're not going to read this one.
Wait, what?
Dee.
I thought I was gonna read.
I know, but that was a long chapter, and you have some things to show, and you got more schoolwork to do. So, David, did you guys celebrate Easter? David had this guy in his Easter basket. Tell the kids what kind of bird that he is. A kiwi bird. What's that? Some squishy things.
How about if you do this?
Like booty cheeks.
Yep.
Did you want to show one more thing from there before we say goodbye?
I didn't even show that yet.
Okay, then show it. You're being a little squirrely.
This is a kiwi bird, and his name is Mine. After Leon. It's funny. Very, very funny. Look at it. Look at it.
I wish that we were at school today so we could talk about all the fun things that we did over the weekend. Hold on, Dee. Remember, one person at a time should talk. Here, let's put this away for a second. I wish we were at school so we could talk about all the fun things we got to do this weekend, and if you guys had any Easter baskets in your house and what was in them. Did you eat a lot of chocolate? Did you eat chocolate for breakfast? All that fun stuff. But we will be back tomorrow, and we'll read, what chapter are we on? Chapter 6. Oh, yeah. So remember, he's going to go to the hospital, which is supposed to be his new school. I wonder what's going on. And if we like this, I might have to order the next book because I'm really enjoying the Notebook of Doom. It's a series. That means there's more books after this one. All right. David and I are going to go on a walk, and then we're going to finish some school. All right, David, you want to sign out with me?
I can't. I said I could show one more thing.
David and Jesse signing out.